There is no doubt that we live in a noisy world, from our TVs to our cars to our earbuds pumping music right into our heads. It all puts quite a strain on our ears. And if we're not careful, we could face the real possibility of hearing loss. Well, the experts at Ohio ENT and Allergy physicians can help not only with treatment, but with prevention. Dr. Blaze OBrien is an expert in hearing loss. And thank you, Dr. Blaze OBrien, for being with us today.
Glad to be here.
I'm ready to hear. I myself experience ringing in the ears. All right, so let's get to our daily noise exposure. How bad is it?
Well, in terms of everyday exposure, traffic, conversations, it's probably not going to do much in the way of damage. It's when we really start having loud noises in our ears, shooting shotguns or using heavy equipment, that's when we start doing damage to our ears.
What's a safe level?
Anything where we're having a conversation this far away and we don't have to be yelling at each other, that's generally safe. If we're this far away and we're having to really scream, then you might be in an environment that's too loud.
All right, when do we need to start worrying about protecting our ears from this noise?
Well, if we are at a concert or using heavy equipment and we're having to yell in order to communicate, then that's when we should be wearing ear protection, headphones, or earplugs.
Okay, and what about some of the symptoms? Is that ringing is a symptom?
Probably. The ringing can definitely be a symptom of hearing loss. What happens is that as we lose our hearing, our brain is used to hearing those noises, and if it doesn't hear anything, it'll make something up, and that's the ringing.
Okay, so I mentioned earlier about the earbuds. How bad are those? I mean, you stick them directly down into your ear. They must be a problem.
If you keep it at a low level, it's not a problem. But if you start cranking it up to 8, 9, 10, and keep it there for hours on end, you can definitely do some damage.
And what about for kids? My son has those earbuds. Are they a problem?
Well, they can be if they really crank it. So generally, if you keep it at a safe level, keep it below 8, and you keep it at a an hour, less than a couple hours, that generally makes it more safer, because kids can be definitely affected by exposure to loud noises for a prolonged time.
Okay, and if they get that exposure, is this causing damage even when they're an adult?
Absolutely, yeah. It probably is not manifesting itself as a child, but as you get older and we naturally start losing our hearing, if you have any additional little bit of hearing loss you had from as a kid, it's going to cause more problems.
Okay. What else are things that can hurt our children's hearing? Fluid?
Sure. So if you get lots of infections as a child, you're definitely more likely to have problems with hearing as you get older. A lot of times children can have chronic fluid that's behind their eardrums that can dampen their hearing. Now, fortunately, that's usually temporary, and if we can get rid of the fluid, we can make children's hearing better.
What about ear infections? You know, a lot of kids get those over and repeated ear infections.
Sure, absolutely. Repeated ear infections are a risk for hearing loss as we get older.
Wow. So what else? Let's talk about what else we can do to protect our precious hearing.
The number one thing is not to smoke. Smokers have much worse hearing.
You're kidding.
No, absolutely.
I had not heard that.
So smokers are at much higher risk of hearing loss as we get older. Smoking is going to be the best thing that you can do to help prevent hearing loss.
All right, and when in doubt, of course, we need to see a specialist such as yourself at Ohio ENT and Allergy physicians, correct?
Absolutely.
We can just call and make an appointment?
Call. We'd be happy to see you at any time.
Wonderful. Dr. OBrien, thank you so much for all the help, and we've got more information on how you can contact Ohio ENT and Allergy physicians on our screen.